some adverts they go on for a couple of weeks and disappear. Others just run and run for years, and like you just get more known for that advert than like what you normally do. People come up to me and go, "I know you, don't I?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." I've probably just been trying to sell you crisps or something in between Coronation Street. My brother once I did one for Quick Fit. Actually, it wasn't really an advert. It was like a how-to like MOT test type thing. I was playing a Quick Fit fitter, and my brother walked into a Quick Fit. He had a puncture tire, and he was like, "Right, I need." And he looked up the screen, and same thing there. I was on there going, "The new MOT test changes are coming." And he was like, "That's my brother." And the bloke there working there was like, "What branch does he work at?" And it's like, "He doesn't work at a branch. He's an actor." So it's a brilliant, wonderful world where you get to play these different roles and do these weird things. It's great, really great fun. I love it.
I'd like to now get into and stuff your work in commercials and stuff like that. I know you've worked in different commercials. You're currently in a advertising campaign with Labara Mobile at the moment and stuff, and you've done work with Costa and stuff like that. Like sort of what's it like to be in all these commercials that are like on TV, on posters and all that? What's it like in that whole commercial world?
It's really good fun. Like commercials are obviously funded by the client. So whether that's Costa Coffee or Labara Mobile or Betfair or Walker's Chris, I've done so many down the years. Levi's. There's a bit more budget. So actually, when you do these commercials, like they hire some of the best cameramen, the best directors, the best wardrobe team, and like it's amazing, like really big budget stuff. Sometimes you'll get then go and do a movie or something, and you'll be like, "Oh wow, this camera's not even as good as the one we had on on that advert for some crisps." It's just like it's amazing. It's just really really good fun to do, and like basically everyone has a casting type in commercials, and like you have to just try and figure out what yours is, and it can be quite brutal sometimes. They want like different looks and things like that, and like for me, like there's a lot of models who work in commercials, and obviously that is not me. And that so I come in on the funny ones. So sometimes these like TV adverts are like um sketch shows. So like each one is trying to be funnier than the next one. And so I end up doing all these really like weird, fun adverts, and it's really cool. And it usually just a day or two filming. I've filmed some overseas and stuff. It's great. My brother once I did one for Quick Fit. Actually, it wasn't really an advert. It was like a how-to like MOT test type thing. I was playing a Quick Fit fitter, and my brother walked into a Quick Fit. He had a puncture tire, and he was like, "Right, I need." And he looked up the screen, and same thing there. I was on there going, "The new MOT test changes are coming." And he was like, "That's my brother." And the bloke there working there was like, "What branch does he work at?" And it's like, "He doesn't work at a branch. He's an actor." Uh, so it's a brilliant, wonderful world where you get to play these different roles and do these weird things. It's great, really great fun. I love it.
It'd be really
Um,
funny if he said, like, why didn't he just try and fix my tire then? And stuff. He's been a quick fit this whole time.
yeah, he could have sorted that out for me. Yeah, people take things at face value. It hasn't crossed this bloke's mind, even though he works at Quick Fit. He couldn't tell that a guy talking about MOTs doesn't really know what he's talking about and is just following a script.
Okay, sort of going sort of back to speaking about Costa, whatever and stuff. One advert I've got to talk about the advert with Ronan Keating and stuff. You got to tell me about all that. What was it like and stuff working with him on that advert?
It was great. So the director who did that advert has cast me in like quite a few different ones, and he was like, "I've got this character who's basically an annoying idiot, and I thought of you." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, mate." Um, and it was literally just one day filming, not far from Reading, actually. Where was it? It was one day film somewhere out that way, and it was really great fun. I had to sort of play a part of a guy who was in a Costa, seeing Ronan Keating and being like, "You're Ronan Keating, aren't you?" And then make some bad jokes. And I said to like in between takes, I was chatting to Ronan, I was like, people must tell you who you are all the time because like famous people get come up to go, "You're so and so," and he goes, "Yeah," and I get people saying, "You're Gary Barlow, you're Simon Pegg," and stuff he was saying. So I think people just mistake him for other people of about the same age and blonde hair and stuff. But he was really really nice. and it was so good. So often, like you get on these shoots, and like the celebrity is like someone who's been on Love Island or something, and they're like they can't act, they can't remember their lines. You're there all day, and you're like, do we get overtime if he doesn't get it right? Um, but Ronan was like ultimate professional. He was like he was doing, they were working him so hard, and he was doing it all like one or two takes, great, on to the next one. It was brilliant. So that was a really fun one to do. And they didn't show it as many places, which is even better. You know, then there's people going, "Yeah, Costa, I saw you in Costa." There. Sometimes, some adverts they go on for a couple of weeks and disappear. Others just run and run for years, and like you just get more known for that advert than like what you normally do. People come up to me and go, "I know you, don't I?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." I've probably just been trying to sell you crisps or something in between Coronation Street.
I saw you as pigs in blankets before. I saw you in the Walkers advert. You can tell I did my research.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that one was fun. The pigs in blankets one was fun. That was good. That was a Christmas special advert. You always know that they're not going to last too long. As soon as Christmas comes, it's off air. So yeah, being in commercials is like, I don't really mention it so much because I'll talk about another job that I'm doing, like theatre or comedy, or I'm writing a new show. And people say, "What are you up to at the minute?" And then they'll just be like, "I saw you on something," and I go, "Oh yeah, I sort of forgot about that." But the weird thing for me is like, obviously, like I do auditions or self tapes, which you then upload for the casting director a lot myself. So for every advert I do, I've like done another 20 or 30 auditions. So I'll be sat watching TV myself. Sometimes I see myself, quite often I see my friends. Um, and quite often I see an advert and I know the lines and I'm like, what is this? There was a Tesco one recently, and it's because I did an audition and I did a recall for the part, and then obviously they went another way with someone, a different guy, and then I just totally forgotten about it. And then like 6 months later, it finally aired, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this one. Oh yeah, he disappears, and the wife comes back, and yeah." And it's just so weird when like you're like saying the words in your head before they've quite got to the end of the sentence. It's like a weird world to be in, but yeah,
It'd
it's
be really
good.
funny if you're sitting next to people and stuff like that. It's like, oh, a new advert, I don't know, revealing something new, and you're saying the lines, and you're like, Dave, how do you know this?
Yeah, predicted the future. But I used to get when I used to do the Betfair ones, I did like 13 adverts for Betfair, an ongoing campaign. And of course, Betfair was targeted at sports fans. So, you know, whatever the sport was, but quite commonly football. And I'd be sat in the pub watching a football match, and it'd get to half time, and it'd be like me trying to, you know, sell you this Betfair app. And I'd just sit there like, oh God. People are going, is that? No. Like the barman sort of sat there going, like the guy sat next to the screen is also on the screen. What's going on here?